YouTube, people of the internet, what is going on? I am invisible because coffee's not done. I gotta go get it. It is 5:55 a.m. I woke up sick, which is even worse. Are we COVID positive? Great, we're gonna have to find that out the hard way at some point in time. For now, woke up sick, a little bit of a fever, not the best, prettiest thing on earth. 1 second, chat, I am invisible right now. Oh boy. Things are not looking pretty, but ain't nothing on earth going to stop us from casting this damn Ark of Osiris, because the Osiris League is here. Welcome to a very early in the morning Osiris League cast. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing cast open for you guys. Hopefully, good morning everybody. Hopefully we have what it takes to cast this, because I'm not necessarily whitelisted into this thing. So this might be a problem. We'll find that out the hard way. In the meantime, 341 are going up against a giant from my understanding. Let's turn on the music and you guys are going to have to let me know if the sound is okay. I'd appreciate that very much. With all that, I need to do this and we should be set. That's right, 5 a.m. It is 5 a.m. indeed. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. Man, this is going to be a heck of a match. 1 billion power difference. My understanding is that it's not as critical. We need to take off the chat blocker. So give me a second. Chat blocker, go away. We don't need you for Ark of Osiris. Perfect. I have Osiris in 11 hours, so no sleep. I do too. I have Osiris in less than that. Do we? Yeah, in 12 hours. In 12 hours, we got our Osiris League match as well. It's going to be a fun squad today. And my understanding is that the squad are not necessarily that much bigger and stronger in the sense of SK57 are a really strong kingdom. I have no clue who they are. I know the squad from our friend Death Squad. This is the kingdom they've been building up, him and the company and the folks in there for quite some time now. So yeah, so far so good. We're gonna wait up the timer. We got about a minute remaining to ensure we actually get in. We're gonna get out of here in like 10 seconds and then get back in. Hope and pray we make it in, and hope and pray we don't drop out of the game, because we might not be whitelisted in here, and that would mean getting stuck out of the match. And honestly, if I woke up at 5 a.m. to cast an Ark of Osiris and I get stuck out of it, I will be very upset. Very upset to wake up and get stuck out of the match. We have our awesome drawing app available now, and we should be good to go. Let's get out, go, wait, click, watch. Hello? Click, watch. Come on. Work. We got this. Hello? It usually happens, chat. No panicking yet, but we might be panicking a little bit at this point. Come on. Click. No. Yes, we got in. There we go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the match. My goodness, that was a close one. Don't worry, by the next time we cast Anubis realm, we will be whitelisted and good to go for Osiris League casts in here as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we made it in. It is the squad against the folks of Kingdom SK57. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an empty map in the Ark of Osiris. This is so far not looking very good. And it looks like things are not loading up. Come on, Ark. We believe. And we hope to believe. This should be an epic matchup as folks are teleporting in. I'm scared. If I get out and get back in, no chance. There's a chance we don't get back in. But if we try to restart, this has to be the time. Oy, 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 Ark of Osiris, what have you done to us? What have you done? Hello? Teleport, people. Alright. Oh. Oh. Come on. I believe. Is this gonna work? Alright. There's nothing we can do right now, chat. There's nothing we can do. Nothing we can do. We just gotta hope and pray we can get back in. We just gotta hope and pray we can get back in anytime soon. It's a glitch indeed. Spectator has been reached. We might be screwed, but we're gonna keep trying to get in. It doesn't matter at this point. Maybe we get a little bit lucky right before the match begins. From what I'm seeing, 28 against 29 so far. Just the beginning. Oh, there it is. Perfect. There it is. We get back in. Map loaded and then unloaded. Weird stuff. Map loaded and then unloaded. Really weird stuff. I think it's because we keep pressing continually, and it's really throwing off the Ark map altogether. It loaded and unloaded. Very weird. Very weird. Interesting. So how are we casting a match without seeing the match? That is $1 million question. That is the $1 million question. We'll keep trying, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing we can do about it. Just keep trying. We'll eventually get it done. Hey, the HUD is working, so that's good news. And we can kind of, what was that? Kind of see and kind of not. Hello? Hello? Lilith? Please. Definitely did not see this coming. Should have probably gotten whitelisted and made this a much better experience, but I didn't really think we'd be casting on this side of the realm. Interesting stuff. This observer is going nuts. What else can we do, chat, but restart the match and hope and pray, right? What else can we do but restart and hope and pray? So restart it is, unfortunately. And once more, we'll get stuck outside in the queue for a little bit with the hopes and prayers that we can get into the match. Oh boy. I feel like a few folks left to allow us in, but now we just kind of gotta hope and pray. We just gotta hope and pray. Unfortunately, no, nobody will be online to whitelist us as of this point. Nobody is in the office. We've already requested it, but it's gonna take some time. Well, 29 against 28 is the first impressions. The gates opened up. I don't see any reinforcements coming in yet. Any of the backups coming in. 28 against 29 doesn't seem to be a good situation for either teams right now, but SK57 do seem to have a slight lead early on with one individual more on their side. We'll keep trying to get in, and we'll eventually get in. Trust me. We will get back into this match. Congratulations, the squad has become the first alliance, well, what do you know, to capture the outpost. Awesome. So they're picking up outposts. Things are going on. Still 28 against 29. The notifications happening out here is really amazing. We can keep up with the match by looking at the notifications up on the top, and we're gonna keep clicking till we get in. Someone is bound to either disconnect or get out, but so far this is not looking very good. Limited of spectators has been reached. It'll be a real bummer if we get stuck out here for the rest of this match. I doubt we will, but something has to give, and it's not gonna be me going back to sleep, especially because the coffee is done. And so we're not going anywhere, chat. We're gonna sit here and chill together and figure this out, or else we're just gonna sit here the whole match. Who do you guys think is gonna win Europe? Europe is asking Europa. Let me know in the chat, who do you guys think has this match? The squad or the folks of Silent Killers? This is the time. SK57 or 1341. For the record, a bunch of you folks messaged me about the fact that I had the title and the thumbnail wrong, and you're completely right. 1341 definitely deserve their name correctly on the title and on the thumbnail. I can't sleep again, Wolfie. I'm so sorry for you. I woke up sick, so hey, maybe that was the last time I slept properly for a while. All for Death Squad. I agree. I think the Death Squad definitely has what it takes to take this match, and I believe they'll secure their place in the top 16 and in the playoffs. Come on, limit a spectator. We're not gonna let this, although technically speaking, this is the only match happening now, so anyone online in this realm is probably trying to do the same thing I am. Very, 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 very inconvenient at this point in time. Let's see if I can catch someone from Lilith to hope and pray. Although, technical support. Let's see. Let's see if I can catch someone from Lilith real quick. We should be able to momentarily, hopefully. Oh, blank. The blank is fantastic. Oy vey. This is 184 points in the favor of this squad. 30 versus 29. What's going on with the squad missing one individual? I really hope someone answers the phone. 296 in the favor of the squad so far. We'll make it in. We're gonna make it in. 29 versus 30. This is looking interesting. Come on! Restart your game, maybe try. I'm down. I'm down to try anything at this point. Oh, the game actually crashed too, so perfect timing. Might as well restart the game. And I keep trying to get in touch with Lilith. I see we might have a little bit of luck. Maybe. Let's see. We'll restart the game and get it. We're gonna make it in, chat. We're gonna make it in. Once we make it in, the cast is gonna go on. We are not giving up. If I woke up at 5 a.m. to cast this damn thing, first of all, drop a like on the stream. I mean, heck, whatever happens, happens. Regardless, we woke up at 5 a.m. to cast this. I'm not going back to sleep. 191 of you are here for a cast, and I am not willing to disappoint you. We'll do everything in my power to get this cast going right now. So far, skin config doesn't look too pretty. 8:08 p.m. in California. Nice. It's 5 a.m. here. It's 6:09 right now. I woke up, to be honest, when I went to sleep, I already felt like I had a fever. I woke up feeling a little sick. Is it Corona? Am I doomed? Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. What is going on? Lag. Rise of Kingdoms. What else could go on? It is Rise of Kingdoms. Every possible thing is going on right now. Every possible issue. But we are not giving up, ladies and gentlemen. We're not giving up. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. Nothing. There is do or do not. There is no try. We are doing. Period. There is no try in this. There is no try. Come on. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, chat. We're gonna get there. 735 against 627. And the squad a little bit ahead by the looks of it, and still one member down. We need a miracle right now, chat. We need to get into this match. Am I gonna get stuck this whole time? That's a really, really good question. We're gonna keep trying and praying at this stage and waiting to see if we can catch anyone from Lilith online available. Oy, 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 oy. Come on! This is why you prepare ahead of time, chat. For the record, I didn't know I was going to be casting Realm of Anubis until like last night when we were streaming early, like not even last night, it's 8-9 hours ago. We were streaming, someone said we can watch this. By that time, Lilith was already out of the office. Nobody could get me whitelisted and into this thing. And the funny thing is, I have 2 accounts whitelisted in the Realm of Horus and none in here. Come on! Let us in the match. Let's at least refresh every now and then so we can see the score refreshing. Again, 29 against 28. The squad up by about... But we're gonna get in. We're gonna get in. This is not an option. We are going to get in, chat. 218 people watching the stream right now. I am not here to disappoint you all. Not here to disappoint you all. We're gonna keep the grind. Death Squad will do this. Death Squad is doing this thing so far, but again, if SK are a good alliance, if SK are a good kingdom, they come from a good background of Ark of Osiris, they can utilize the opportunity that they have 5 marches more than the folks of 1341 to really cause some issues. Let's go take a peek really quickly. Come on, load the game. We're gonna keep clicking and we're gonna do this. DS is up by 1.6k. I see some of you guys are in the match. I'm slightly very jealous. But we are gonna get in. We're gonna get in, chat. We're gonna get in. The skin is definitely the kind of config we need. Metacog, people are still trying to get in. Folks are already in the match. It is a 3 UTC match, Ermi. It's a King of Anubis. It's the other realm, and we're trying to get in. We're trying to get in at all cost. It's not the realm we play in. It's not the first realm. It's the second realm. The folks of 300s and above. There we go. Come on. Come on, Ark. Don't. I know I'm not in an alliance. I know. It's crazy. Alright, well, the squad did pick up their 30th member from what I'm seeing, which is good news. 5,000 to 2,800. Ooh, we might come into a match that's going to be completely done. We might come into a match that's going to be pretty done. We're still somehow in the match. The squad has seized the control of SK's... What is this? What are they seizing? A Shrine of War. Uh-oh. That's bad news very early on for the folks of SK57. Shrine of War is one of the most important buildings in the game. We've mentioned this before. The reason the Shrine of War is so important is you gain 5% attack and defense boosts by holding onto the Shrine of War. So you really want to have those shrines, or else what will happen is a 5% versus 5% will become a 10% versus 0. Can you live stream the Ark later? Peter will definitely cast 2 matches. 2 matches are going to get casted later today, so you guys don't want to miss out on both of them. We're going to cast SNO against Hall of Fame, and we're going to cast Boobs Live Style versus the Azuras. We're going to cast these 2 matches later today. It's going to be awesome. I hope to see you guys there. Show the match. I'm trying. I'd love to show the match, Zal. I really would. I woke up at 5 a.m. to show the match, not to get stuck on this screen, my man. But as of right now, the limit has been reached. If anyone's in there and wants to bail out, this is the time. Am I ready? I am definitely ready. I am definitely ready. Enver. I am definitely ready. But I feel like there are a lot of people trying to do this right now, so the likelihood of us getting in is going to be a little bit problematic. Maybe the 2 times we went in, I went out. Oh, come on. Trouble ensues, chat. I'd love to cast the match. But 234 of you, games crashing left and right. Who to bet on the champ? Oof, that's a tough question. I don't bet against my alliance. The first thing that I did is put some coins on JWM. I always do that. Trouble in Paradise? Not really. I made a mistake. I made a big mistake. Enver, hold on 1 second. Let me refresh. I see your message on Discord. Give me a second. Let's let it refresh and I'll message you on Discord. If you can see the match, that's awesome, because we got in twice and twice we saw nothing. So give me a second. Let the game load. Let the game reconnect, and then we'll be in and we should be good to go. Enver, give me a second. Come on, Rise of Kingdoms. What the heck is wrong with you, game? Oh my goodness. Chat, Wanting to cast for Osiris League is a pain in the butt. You know that? I needed to get whitelisted ahead of time. That was my mistake. I tried to still get it done. Would you like to advise middle team against the stronger? How would you advise middle team to play against the stronger opponent? I would advise not to really care too much about the middle team. The idea would be try to slow down the other team from gaining the arc. But realistically, if the other team has more power, the likelihood of them overtaking the middle is very likely. What you're trying to do is you're trying to diminish the amount of arcs they're getting and essentially diminish the fact that the middle team will not go towards the side lanes. And you kind of gotta hope and pray that you can outdo them in buildings and in provisions. Middle team has a really big problem. Middle team requires a lot of damage. You need a lot of damage. It's starting to get nasty. Hurry. I wish I could, my man. I really wish I could. I'm trapped to this game's will, essentially. And if the game's will is going to be of me to cast, I will. Hopefully this will load this time around. Okay, let's see. You do this, and we do that. We do this. Come on. Come on. We got this. We got this, chat. 4,000 point difference in these two teams right now. And it looks like we are stuck. Come on. Come on. We got this. Let us in. SK57 has controlled the arc of Osiris, which is interesting because they are the weaker team. Controlling the arc is not an easy thing to do at all. Oh boy, come on, let us into the match. 8,000 points against the 4,500 of SK57, who right now have the arc of Osiris. If this is the first arc, which it should be, it's worth 3,000 points. This could mean a world of difference for the folks of SK if they manage to pick it up, and they have the arc, which is really, really interesting. Why ROK not increasing the cap of spectators? They might have, and we might not even know this. They might have done so, and we might not know this. M8R are super strong, Peter Wynn. I agree, they definitely are. We're not gonna give up, chat. We're not gonna give. Yes, we're in the match, ladies and gentlemen. We're in. We are in. The map has gone astray again, but this time around. Even, oh, well, we're in, but nothing loads. So how is that helpful? It loaded and unloaded. We're going to wait this time around. We're going to wait this time around, and we're going to let it do its thing and hope and pray it's enough. We're in, but we're not in. In the sense that, oh, okay, one building loaded and then unloaded. Weird things happening, chat. Weird things. But we're going to let it be for a little bit. Most likely what will happen is we'll have a crash happen sometime soon, and then hopefully it will fix itself out. The arc seems to be red right now. That's pretty much what we're seeing. SK at 341 with War Drum right up here. So the match is happening. We are somewhat of spectating, except that we're not seeing a single thing, which is really, really weird and freaking upsetting. I'm sure it has to do with the fact that we're spamming like crazy the join button, which isn't loading a thing, but the arc is moving in favor of red team. So it's looking so far so good. I'm kind of hoping that we disconnect and reconnect at some point so it'll reload things. But you never know, honestly. You really never know. Come on, arc. Load for us, baby. Please load for us. We need the load. Let's see. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do. I'm going to try to get on my phone in here as well. If I manage to get on my phone in here, then I can connect the phone to the computer and we can spectate from there. For now, we can kind of keep up with things a little bit. Let's see if I can pull some magic. Pull some magic real quick and get in on my phone on one of the camera accounts, because we have the computer set up to potentially to cast from the phone if we need to. I really don't like to do that because I prefer keeping an eye on you, chat, and on the computer at the same time. But if it comes to it, we do it. Chat, this has been so far very disappointing. This has been so far very, very disappointing. I kind of feel like getting out and getting back in, but I don't know if that'll do the trick. The folks of 341 are not in control of the arc. A little bit is loading, and by the looks of it, the folks in red are about to conquer the Ark of Osiris. Is this a thing? What's the score looking like? Nothing is loading. Nothing is loading. A few buildings along the way, and that's about that. SK has captured the Ark of Osiris. Wow. SK have captured the Ark of Osiris. I feel like we need to get out and get back in and hope and pray this works. Oy, oy, oy. Oy, oy, oy. Alright. Let's go see if we can, on one of the camera accounts and in an older kingdom, get in here. If we can do this, then we got this, chat. We're gonna keep trying. I will not forfeit. I will not surrender. Am I late? No, you're not. We're just trying to get in the match and actually watch it. By the looks of it, though, we are struggling. We're struggling. I need to start setting up the phone setup in case we're doing this. Where are... where's the to-go kit? Somewhere in here. Somewhere in here. Where is it? To-go kit. Hello. What the frick? This is bad. Huh. There it is. Alright. Now, can we get in? $1 million question is, can we get in? Wait. Is my brain dead? Can I watch Anubis from a whitelisted account on the other? I should be able to watch from my account. I should be able to watch from my account. Time out, chat. Time out. Time out. I should be able to watch from my account. Can't you watch Anubis from a non-Anubis account? Chat, any of you are watching from a non-Anubis account? Yes or no? If you can, then awesome. You can, for frick's sakes. Brain, chat, brain. 100% yes. Why are we not on the big account? It's whitelisted. We get in like that. Oy vey, oy vey. The mistakes. We're whitelisted on the big account. I said use your main Jedi. I wasn't paying attention. We're in. We're going in. We're going in. Give me 2 seconds and we're going in. We're whitelisted. I don't know what the heck. It's 5 a.m. Let me drink my coffee. Chat, I can't believe we're doing this. Let's go on the big account. It's whitelisted. We do our thing. Oh, hell yeah. Coffee. Cheers. 261 of you who are here still for the first like 30 minutes of the match. 24 minutes of the match. Hey, we're doing this. We're doing this. I told you we're not giving up. We are not giving up, chat. We got this. Let's go. We're going to cast this match. Period. That's not even a question. Go, 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 go. We are whitelisted in here and we can get in. I don't know. Oy, 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 oy. It is way too early for me, homie. One more cup. I feel like a lot more cups. A lot more cups. Chat, at least I'm giving you a little bit of entertainment. Drop a like on the stream. I hope we can get into this cast, for freak's sakes. I feel like shooting something. Yay, 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 yay. Oh my goodness. Come on, game. Now you're not loading. I swear to God. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, cool. We got this. We got this. Everybody breathe. No, that's not what we want to click. We want to click this. And then we want to click that. All right. Well, that worked. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the Ark of Osiris. 26 minutes late, but better late than never. The match is looking decently okay so far for the folks of 1341. Unbelievable. We got stuck outside this whole time. That was Alright, so SK57 trying to take back their Shrine of War right now, which is currently defended by a Wuzetian. This is a Swarm and a Rally. A Rally being led by a Richard. Interesting choice of a building, of a commander. So far, so good. Shrine of War going back in the favor of red team. While that's going down, the folks in blue are trying to take a Sky Altar away from the red team, SK57, who are currently 320 points per minute in, not in the lead, 320 points per minute in the lead for the blue team. 5,000 point difference between the two. First arc went towards the red team, which is good news. Red team is definitely not out of the match just yet, but they really need to start taking some of these altars away from the folks in blue. If you guys remember, the altars are some of the most important buildings in the game as they give the most points on the match. And so this is where SK57 are now concentrating their efforts. They have a skill, alliance skill, on the desert altar that belongs to 341, and they are coming in hard with an Alexander Rally right up their sleeve. And trust me when I tell you guys, an Alexander Rally with that skill is fairly nasty. That Wuzetian is taking massive damage, and so is the Rally though. Wuzetian is holding up quite well. The Rally doesn't seem to be strong enough and is not reinforced whatsoever by any open field. The folks in 341 have a lot of open field presence. They can comfortably swarm this arc, this Rally, and pretty much get rid of it altogether. They can also continually join the building to refill it and really make the SK Rally work hard for the building. At this point, one of my advices has always been let the Rally hit. This swarm is completely useless at this point as the building should be fairly well secured. And the longer the Rally hits unsuccessfully, the less likely it is to relaunch and be successful. While that is going on, the folks of 341 have taken the Sky Altar away from SK57. This is bad news for the folks in red. They're about 5,000 points behind, and they're losing every single point-making building on the match. Now, to remind you, when it comes to Ark of Osiris, the middle point, the cutoff point, is 590 points per minute. Each one of these altars is worth a whole 150 points. So having 4 altars like the folks in blue have right now is potentially 600 points per minute, which is over half of the points on the map in general. Now, the trick about this is the first priority has to be having the Shrine of War. For the folks in the red team, the Shrine of War was a huge problem up to now. They did not have anything whatsoever to do with it. To make matters worse, the folks of 341 are aware of the importance of the SK57 Shrine of War building, and it's why they're investing a considerable amount of effort to continually contest it, challenge it, and fight for it. That is right. Death Squad right here rallying the Shrine of War and the Swarm of Madness in here with a Joan of Arc pumping the Rally up, and as well as a bunch of other marches along the way, plus tons of DPS. Fantastic choices by 341 in the commanders that they've sent to swarm the Shrine of War. They're looking to put in as much damage as possible to not let marches like this one get into the Shrine of War. It does indeed make it there, but instead of going into the building, it focuses on hitting in the outside a Khan, and the Shrine of War being lost is very bad news for the folks in red, as they now lack the required buffs to be able to contest for anything really. Chisco's Alliance? No, this is a Death Squad's Alliance. Death Squad's alt isn't Chisco's Alliance, General Jack. Chat, if you haven't yet, drop a like on the stream. I apologize for the delay. I did everything within my power to get in, and trust me when I tell you, I goofed. We should have been here from the beginning with this account. We've learned our lesson. I'm mad, but I'm not really, because there's 334 beautiful people watching this stream and at least enjoying some Ark of Osiris action. As we see, the folks in blue picked up the Ark. There's a massive brawl happening in the center. But truthfully, the folks in blue have pretty much everything they need in the center to make a successful Ark run and start putting nails on the coffin of SK57. That is right. It is very tough to contest Death Squad's Wuzetian making her way out of here. Where is she going? Probably to the Shrine of War, leaving the Sky Altar. this is a very interesting compromise because there is plenty of open field presence, and Death Squad might get caught in the middle of this. If the folks in SK57 notice this quick enough, they could take advantage of the fact that this Wuzetian is vulnerable on the open field. 47 seconds could take this Wuzetian out. This could have been a little bit of a misplay by Death Squad trying to get out of the Sky Altar and go towards the Shrine of War. Instead, they will lose this March. There is a Wuzetian on the Sky Altar, which is good news for the Sky Altar. But the Shrine of War will remain Wuzetian-less for now, which is the only time the folks in SK57 have to get their building back. A small misplay by Death Squad, not the biggest of deals because now he can refresh these troops, which will be back on the battle in a moment. SK57 can now divert their attention back to the Sky Altar and swarm it with the rally that is not very successful alone, but with Ethelfleds on the field and a nice little Alexander damage dealer in here, this Khan should be able to take back the Sky Altar. 27 minutes remaining in the match and 7,000 points in the favor of blue team is a huge problem for the folks in red. They did manage to take a desert altar back in the Sky Altar too. That is the way they come back into this. They've stopped the arc carrier. They have slowed down the pace of the blue team, and now they are responding. This is exactly the kinds of things we are looking out of teams that are losing arcs. If you know that you're losing the arc and the likelihood is you will not be able to hold on to it, you need to be able to react on the open field with building takes. By taking the desert altar and the Sky Altar, essentially, you don't really, I mean, the arc is important, but by ensuring that those buildings will go in your favor and diminishing down the points per minute lead to 400 points per minute, the folks in red are doing the right thing. Unfortunately, they are focusing their attention more towards the center, where the arc has already run away from the center. It's on its way to the what looks like the obelisk of the blue team. At this stage, sending marches this way is a little bit of a waste of marches, as holding onto your desert altar and Sky Altar, as well as contesting back for the Shrine of War, should be the priority. Shrine of War is well defended with a Wuzetian on the field, and this rally is already getting chunked down on its way. Champ with open field presence doing massive work, but it looks like the Shrine of War is not that well defended. SK can now swarm this and take their Shrine of War very quickly. While that happened, in a blink of an eye, the folks of 341 re-rally the Sky Altar and take it away from SK. SK really having a hard time keeping up with 1341. It feels like 341, the more they do things, the more SK57 try to chase them. And that's just not going to be good for in general. That's just not a good thing. You really don't want to get to a point where you are, where you're chasing the other team. If you're chasing the other team's actions, you're essentially not playing your own game. And when you're not playing your own game, you're essentially not going to win. Why? You're looking to play your strategy. You've developed a strategy, you've developed a team that is capable of playing these matches. But when you're trying to consistently react to what the other team does, more often than not, your folks will not be able to implement their plays as well as play their roles. So if there's one recommendation that we can take out of this match for you guys in general, is the fact that you don't want to play into the enemy's hand. What you want to do is you want to have a strategy for winning, a strategy for losing, a strategy for what we do in specific scenarios, and from there, you want to play the game. In this scenario, the folks of SK need to pull out their doomsday, we are screwed strategy and figure out what to do. Something like this is not what they want to be doing. They're sending a rally out, and yes, there was some open field behind it, but the open field presence is so far behind and fairly weak that the rally just got mowed down by an alliance skill and a lot of open field presence. When you are playing Ark of Osiris, there are 3 more very important things for you to know as a player. The first one, you must understand your role, and you must be able to execute your role perfectly. That means if you are a rally leader, you need to know your timings, you need to know your marches, you need to know exactly what you're hitting and what you're hitting. If you're a rally filler, you need to know exactly when to fill, how to fill, and what to do. if you are a swarmer, you need to understand that you need to be much more forward than this before a rally is launched, or else you're screwed. Now, Ric Flair marching with his rally right here. All the open field is also way behind, but for his luck, all of SK's defense was also very far forward and didn't really touch this Attila Takeda much. And this being Attila Takeda is going to cause huge problems as, or maybe it's not Attila Takeda. It looks like an Attila for sure, but I don't know about a Takeda in the back. By the time these guys arrive, it looks like the rally will get chewed down to nothing. And this is, again, one of those plays where if you are swarming with a rally, you must understand the timings. You must understand where you need to be. A 12,000 point difference in 23 minutes remaining doesn't seem to bode very well for the folks in red. But again, there are still arcs coming up. There's an arc in about 6 minutes, which is going to be worth 4,000 points. And again, while the folks in red are 410 points per minute behind, if they manage to change that very, very quickly, there is a chance. Right now, the arc, the rally got destroyed. The open field presence here is very, very interesting. It is still hitting the building, and the building could still go down. Again, at this stage, with so much open field presence by SK, they should focus not only on fighting in the open, but also on making sure their building is secure. Right now, the building is not getting hit at all. This is only an open field brawl. For the folks in blue, it bodes well because they are the stronger team. SK should not be fighting the open field right now. They should be focusing on defending their buildings. The folks in 1-3-4-1 rallying the Shrine of War. Thankfully for SK, the cavalry, the reinforcements are in from the open field, about to start hitting this rally, and there are folks here ready to go refill the Shrine of War if they need to. Zetian moved to defend this building is what they needed, and a counter rally on the rally. Tough stuff. Folks counter rallying in the open field on Ark of Osiris is not a recommendation. The reason we don't recommend using rallies in general in terms of counter rallies is because you are essentially locking in 4 to 5 marches into a rally that is backed by 2 commanders, where those 4 or 5 marches could be 4 or 5 pairs of commanders that can do buffs and debuffs and can help more than being just one bundle of troops. Now, yes, you don't, swarming a rally sounds like a crazy idea, and in a regular war, I would not necessarily recommend to swarm any rally. But in Ark of Osiris, swarming rallies is usually more viable and works better than counter rallying, as most individuals will have at least 1 or 2 marches available with buffers or debuffers. Buffers or debuffers are folks like from Joan of Arc to Ethelfled, Minamoto. You can have a Tamaris available. And so by having these marches hitting a rally and doing the debuffing part of fighting a rally, then the building can be in charge of doing majority of the damage. You're not looking to do damage with a counter rally. You're looking to give the building the ability to do the damage, while the open field debuffs and weakens the rally as much as possible for the building to do its job. Counter rallies essentially say, we don't trust the building's defense, we want to add an extra layer. And at that point, you're better off going into the building and swapping your marches in and out than counter rallying and wasting a rally leader, wasting a march, and getting stuck in a situation where you're in a rally that might not be very useful. So it is very much recommended to swarm over counter rally, especially in Ark of Osiris. Now it looks like the folks of SK are starting to bundle up towards the center. We're looking at major push towards the middle, and while that is going on, 3-4-1 don't have that big of a presence. Still 3 minutes till the arc, and I don't see 3-4-1 also sending anything nearby here. Them being 27 points, 27,000 points against the 13,000 points in the lead might mean that they don't really care for the arc anymore. They have a very good lead and they own the points per minute game to the point where they might feel comfortable letting this arc go. They own 3 of the altars, so 450 points per minute going in their favor from altars alone. And SK are just not able to do anything against it. By the way, Boz, thank you very much for the $2 super chat, urging people to smash the like on the stream if you guys are enjoying the cast. Again, I apologize for the inconvenience in the beginning. It'll not happen in the next 2 casts, I promise you that. At 5 a.m. the brain don't work too well. At 5 a.m. the brain don't work too well. We wasted a lot of time, and I really do apologize for that. You guys know that on this channel we do everything possible to give you the best content and commentary available for Ark of Osiris. And trust me, the next couple of matches we'll be casting later on today are going to be awesome. If you don't know what time it is and you want to make sure you know, that's the time to hit that subscribe and hit the bell so you get a notification when we go live. In general, 13 UTC, 19 UTC, we will be here. So far, it looks like the map is fairly blue. They've even taken an obelisk away from SK, which is really, really bad news. This is usually a nuisance play. This is how you divert attention. Essentially, right now, the folks of SK in here are going to waste a very, very big amount of time and effort to re-rally this thing back in order for them to gain access to their obelisk again. And potentially gain more teleports. What about double casting with Chiskel? Like, I can get in touch with Chiskel and see if he feels like double casting. That could be a thing. That could be a thing. Haven't talked to anyone about double casting yet today, and we both play at the same time too. By the way, Dragothian should be casting the 3 p.m. UTC matches as myself, Chiskel, Ronnie, and anyone else that I know that casts play at that time. So you guys really want to make sure you check out Dragothian's channel for that and for those matches. He's probably going to be hopping around between all 3 matches, checking out how we're all doing. I will be on the field in the fight against DSP with JWM2. If you guys want to find me on the field, I'll probably be on bottom team. I'm not so sure just yet. Yes, Tyler, I do play in JWM2. I do. I play at 3 p.m. UTC. In chat, if you guys have any comments, any questions, anything, I'll keep an eye on you guys more now because really, this match is fairly done for. 16 minutes remaining. Truthfully, 16 minutes remaining is just not enough. And I'll tell you why it's not enough. At this stage, the folks in SK57 don't own majority of the map. They actually own very little of it. 180 points per minute versus the 770. In case you guys didn't know this, just like it says on the screen right now, there are 1180 points per minute in the on the map. So even if at this point all the map goes red, it takes 3 minutes until the map locks in favor of the red team, which means 12 minutes remaining. And at 1180 points per minute, they will not have enough points available on the map to win this match. Now they do have the Ark of Osiris, which is a great start for an attempt per se, but this is getting majorly swarmed by the folks in blue, and it'll most likely not make its way home this quickly. Even so, they did still need massive points per minute to close a 15,000 point gap. So things are looking rough right now, and a clear victory to the folks of 1341, who really were never on the back foot at any point. They are definitely a billion power bigger, and quite frankly, for a billion power stronger, the folks of SK57 put up a really good fight against someone who is a third, who's 50% stronger really, or 2 billion power against 3 billion power. What did you expect? But nonetheless, this was a good time for us to be exposed to these alliances, give them the opportunity for you guys to get to know them, and for us to watch people play. This is kind of an interesting situation, right? Navarro, come on, man. There's no point in spamming the chat. This is an interesting situation because we get to watch some of this arc. I like watching the gameplay in general. It's always good. It's always good to watch people play. You never know what you'll catch. You never know what you won't catch. And honestly, if you get to learn anything out of a match, it's always worth watching. And so, personally, I've not seen anything here that is really, that's blown my mind, but I really hope some of you manage to catch something out of this match that's gonna be worth your time. Redline was in the chat earlier today. Shout out to him, sitting here with his Alexander, trying to do a little bit of open field damage. Honestly, at this stage, massive props to the folks of 1341. They are going to the top 16, which is awesome. 357 was your opponent last KVK. Oh, there you go. 341 the champions. They could be Templati. They could be the champions of this. No problem, Navarro. I figured it was something like that. These folks could take it. 341 are definitely not to be messed with. Who's next after this? We're going to go. There's going to be a little break, 10-hour break, and then we're going to cast SNO's match. I believe we're going to cast SNO's match. Unless that SNO match is a complete blowout, we're probably going to cast SNO's match. Hey, what's up, Mad Phantom? I need to make sure I do that, so I know that's you, because we've had a couple of people who pretended to be you once or twice, but now your name is Fran. Come on, why you gotta do that? Your name is standing out, so nobody will ever impersonate you again. Nobody will ever impersonate you again. Yeah, we've had a couple of people impersonating you in the past. It was pretty funny. I knew it wasn't you, but Drago plays next. Yes, he plays on the 1AVG match. I don't think that we're going to cast that match. Maybe we will. I don't know what's going to happen. The folks of 341, I feel like they're going to have a decently comfortable win in there. I think that the SNO match is going to be really, really close, and it's the one that's the most hyped up right now. Now I know for sure that this is you, Mad Phantom, and if you see anyone in chat that you feel like dealing with and putting the hammer down on them, you're more than welcome to. What's up, Warrior ATR? We kind of screwed up early in the match, chat. It was way too early, and as I mentioned, I kind of woke up a little bit sick, but hey, we got to do this. Gamblers want to watch SNO, bro? Oh, I'm definitely going for that as well. Most for the record, chat, I mentioned to you guys that if I bet anything else, I will let you know. I did not. Last minute before I went to sleep, I just shoved all my coins that were remaining on SNO. So I'm with you guys. I'm on the better's hype. Keep healthy, bro. Nothing we can do. We can just hope and pray at this point that it's not Corona. And if it is, well, get through it. Get through it. What else can we do? We got a pretty decent immune system, so hope and pray at this stage. I put something like that too, Jedi. I definitely did. Is FN a strong clan? They are. They definitely are. Phantom, you guys on voice chat? I need something to do till work after this. I need something to do. The folks of, it looks like the folks of Death Squad's crew and 341 kind of already realized, all right, well, we can let go a little bit of the gas pedal. It is fairly done. It is fairly done. And so SK did pick up their side of the map back. So now in a few moments, they'll be able to close down the points per minute gap. You can see 590 points is the middle point for the Arc of Osiris. Yeah, Ric Flair seemed to have migrated. I was surprised to see that name too. It looks like Wrench picked up this Arc back in their favor. Aguan marching an Arc is an interesting story right there. Death Squad's very comfortable win shows they are very prepared for the playoffs. It's going to be super interesting. Told me I need a pot of coffee, not just a you're right, Boz. You really are. I'll learn for next time we wake up at 5 a.m. to cast. Thankfully, in our realm, nobody has played on those times yet. Gekko, could you answer Brandon's question? Sure, sorry. Brandon, I missed your question. My bad. Is Wu still the meta or mainly for Arc? She is very, very strong in any garrison situation. She's been countered quite severely by an Attila Takeda situation. Because Attila Takeda does a lot of damage, folks have moved away a little bit from Wu, but Wu is still a great play. She's the strongest garrison commander so far, but garrison doesn't necessarily mean holding onto the building. The question is how much damage you take along the way. Yeah, Alice, I hope that for the next match, those tips are going to happen automatically every couple of minutes instead of me bringing them in and out. If you're asking whether Wuzetian is still a viable investment, I feel like she could be. I would not necessarily go all in on a Wuzetian right now. I think that Wuzetian causes more losses than Charles Martel and Constantine when it comes to an Attila Takeda rally, and most folks are choosing to go Attila Takeda. If you're not facing an Attila Takeda, then yeah. It's more about the trade-off than the win. Correct, the mood. So at this point, Attila Takeda with a Wuzetian is a very bad situation. But other than that, she's fairly good for everything else. So I have seen a Wuzetian hold on against an Attila Takeda too. In Arc of Osiris, it's less significant. In Arc, she's very much the meta because you're really not trying. You don't care for losses in Arc. You heal like crazy if you have to, but you don't care for that. You have experienced it? Oh boy. Good for everything but Attila Takeda when it comes to the open to warring. When it comes to Arc of Osiris, she's good, period. Even if your trade-offs are bad. Screw it. Heal, 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 heal. Weaken the enemy more than weakens you, you will win. Correct. In Arc, again, it's all a matter of healing like crazy. Or not healing if you don't need to. Like, for example, I'm sure Phantom really doesn't have to heal. Or maybe Dragothian's new account does, but old account probably didn't. This is the other realm. This is the other realm. This is Anubis realm. Or this is not from our realm. Solid Pinoy Kingdom in 341. Are they? I didn't know. I didn't know they're mostly Filipinos. That's cool. Does anything actually get really positive trades versus Attila Takeda? Tom Fay, I've seen really good trades with Anubis Finals 341 versus 401. Ooh. Mad Phantom with the prediction. Let's see, NBA 1 you mean? Or NBA 2? Do you think you would cast M8R? No, they're playing at the same time I do. LIIGT, ooh, interesting. NBA 1 is strong. Yeah, I saw them play a little bit the other day. Death Squad is oh cool. I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. Interesting. So Phantom, you say 401. Some folks here say 331. Huh. That was some useful resource tiles. 5 minutes remaining in the match. This match is fairly done though. GGs. Let's get some GGs in the chat. Let's make sure we show a little bit of sportsmanships to the folks of both teams. Congrats to 341 for continuing on to the next stage in major. GGs to SK57. They're not out of it just yet. They got one more match to go. They can still qualify to the playoffs in top 16, but not today. They're gonna have to wait one more week, sharpen up that pencil a little bit more, and just go in. The GGs in the chat are amazing. Chat, thank you guys very much. We are we try to be as sportsmanlike as possible, whether one team wins or one team loses, or well, always one team wins and one team loses, right? We always get those GGs up in the air, make sure both teams get that love. Of course, that extra love goes to 341 today for the win, but SK57, we can definitely see them in the playoffs still. Next week is a big week for them, and it's going to be a really, really tough one. We'll see who they end up playing, and they have 1 week worth of practice matches to get better, to sharpen up those skills, to shake off the loss, and get going again. 87 likes only. Love of my soul. This time, I don't even really mind it too much. I definitely screwed up in the beginning of the cast, which was completely my fault, and so I understand why folks kind of didn't hit the like button. All that is all good. But next cast, we'll be doing better. We'll be doing better for sure. As a whitelister to do skills, they use as skills they use show up on your screen. I feel like I don't see them when I watch on my own. Interesting. As a whitelister, do the skills they do show up on your screen? You don't see them. Interesting. So you think that do you not see when they use skills, but I do? Is that a thing, chat? Any of you observing the match don't see the skills being popped, and I do? Is that a thing? That'd be cool. I think that's sick. If they made it so that spectators cannot see skills, but whitelisted casters can see skills, I will definitely say that Lilith stepped it up. We see skills. Okay, that makes sense. They were not whitelisted. Okay, that makes sense. Here I thought that Lilith took care of that. We see skills. Rest in peace. That would have been dope if they actually considered the fact that spectators shouldn't see it, but casters should. Why was I expecting so much? You bet 3,000 on 341. Nice. Steal, you're gonna get back 150 coins. Better than nothing, I guess. Or even worse, better than betting on SK57 and losing half of your coins. It makes sense. Those bets were so skewed, chat. Those bets are so skewed, it's crazy. Yeah, 341 really killed it. Very good job. 2 minutes remaining, about double the points in their lead, and they've been leading the points per minute game the whole game. They've been leading the aggression. They've been leading everything. They've been pretty much dominating this whole game, and I don't think anything will save. Well, nothing will save SK at this point. I'm curious to see if Death Squad's crew also provision. Believe it or not, chat. One of the things that I can give you, those of you who are still in here, a little bit of a recommendation is there is a point in which you won. I can tell you that in JWM2, usually I'm the person who goes, we won, like it's done, period. Regardless, when you hit that point in the match, you should not be letting go off the gas, and you should really be focusing on making sure you play a match from A to Z thoroughly. Why? You don't want to get stuck in a situation where you've never experienced endgame. You really want to make sure you go from beginning to end playing your whole role, executing correctly, micro-optimizing, provisioning, sending your marches even though you've won. Now, yes, I'll tell you this. Before the playoffs, I never healed. So at some point, I had the option to heal, but I knew we won, so I sent tier 4s. It really doesn't matter at that stage. But I still played with tier 4s to the best of my ability. So you want to make sure that even though you won the match, you provision, you get those provisioners back home, you time your provisions correctly, you time your marches correctly. You really want to make sure you're playing from A to Z no matter what. Knowing that you won is great, but you really want to make sure. 1 billion power difference does matter after all. Does for sure. Nobody said that 1 billion power difference didn't matter. It mattered critically. But again, I don't know these teams. Some folks said it could be close. We watched the match. What else could we do? I could have kept sleeping, Daz. Would you have preferred that I kept sleeping instead? I prefer being here with you guys. I promise Death Squad I'll make a TikTok video if they win. Oh boy. Someone's making a TikTok today. No, Aiden, that's a fantastic question. Your troops don't die, your hospitals don't fill. You just, if your troops all die, if your troops all wounded, that's it. You're out of troops. But everything's okay. You will get your troops back once you're out of ARC, and there's no hospital capacity. It's all your troops or nothing, essentially. So don't worry about any troops. Nothing dies in Ark of Osiris, my man. Nothing. And for the record, anything that's wounded once you get out of Ark comes back to life. Not a problem, and thank you for asking. That actual tip is going to be on the screen in the next couple of matches. GG's for the folks of SK57. Shoutouts to 341 for a great match. Let's go take a look at the heals. Ooh, that's 11 million heals out the window right there. The only thing that really does scare me in watching these matches is this right here. Provisions is a key part of strategy, and once you're trying to get out of once you're trying to get into the top tier of Ark of Osiris, all of these things really matter. I was really keen to see if either of them provisioned. It looks like Death Squad Screw did a little bit, and SK57 pretty much didn't. The reason they didn't is they are underpowered as is, so they really wanted to put everything towards this front. But realistically, they could have been 7,000 points up in here, considering even what they had was a little bit of a bad situation. Send, what's up, brother? How you doing? How are you doing, man? Last arc, we totally outpower and we won by 2k provisions. Yep, provisions, guys. Provisions is key to success, whether you like it or not. Not a problem, Mike. It was awesome to cast this. It was a close match that can make a difference. In any situation, you can't really judge that, right, the mood. You don't know whether the match is going to be close or not until the match is going. And if you're waiting until the very end to figure out whether you should be doing this or not, then you're already late. So always provision. I'll tell you this, you can gain easily 7,000 points out of provisioning. Easy. And JWM main team tend to do between 7,000 and 9,000 points. So imagine losing 2 arcs, but then making it up in provisions. You should have a march out to provision. It really depends what role you play. I know some teams have individuals who are dedicated for provisioning, 2 people dedicated for provisioning. Others have the role shared among a few people. I can tell you that I have 1 march out provisioning at all time in JWM2, and I myself alone make about 1,100 points. Last 3 arcs I've made, Osiris League matches, I've made 1,100 points. Myself alone. Those kinds of points. In individual points, that's 3,000. They're going to be in trouble for the next round. They definitely going to be in trouble for the next round if they gave it all they had and they don't have enough heals for the next match. That's for sure. I'm at class but still watching the stream. JW, pay attention to class, man. And how are you at class? How are your classes not shut down? How to maximize points for 5 marches. Metacog, it's kind of the same story as for the 1 march. What you want to do is you want to send those marches as far out as you can and work your way home through tiles. You don't want to get out of, you really don't want to get out of the tile. You want to make sure you're keeping an eye on all the marches and knowing where the next tile is that you're going to. The bigger the levels, the longer they'll stick around in the building and the less you got to keep up with it. But so long as you are paying attention to your marches, you just want to make sure you're sending them out and they only come home at the very, very end. The way you do that is by just hopping between nodes. The issue is you need to have 5 full siege marches available. And that's my only big issue with 1 person with 5 gathering marches. It means that that person popped a 50% buff, more than likely. So they must have 1.5 million tier 4s or tier 5 sieges. And if someone has 1.1 million tier 4, tier 5 sieges, it might end up really bad if they get caught off guard and zeroed, because those things are going to go fill your hospitals real quick. It's why sharing the burden is also very good. Provisioning points are 3 times in total. No, provisioning points are the same exact points as there. In terms of individual points that you get, so for your individual rewards, yes, it's 3 times. Chat, if you have any comments, any questions, now is the time before we head out of here. 7 a.m. I got work in 2 hours. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. And I feel like I'm running a fever again, which is not very fun. I need to find the thermometer. But before that, let's make sure we closed out the stream correctly. Any of you have any comments, any questions, now is the time. Wait up a couple minutes to see if any of you have anything else to say before we get out of here. If not, we'll leave. Brandon, I appreciate your questions, you being in the chat, you being a member on the channel, you being an awesome supportive member of the community. Richard or Martel? Richard. But does it harm your personal too? No, Dragor. No. It counts towards that. And as long as you can get, it counts those 3 times. So if you get 1,000 points, then you get 3,000 towards that 10,000. So if you're looking to only provision and get those 10K points, you're looking at 3,333 provision points at least. What you can also do really is go suicide a couple marches onto someone's city towards the end to guarantee those points. Oh boy, Drunk Arc in Phantom's Discord. Oh yeah, you guys are after the Sipping Saturday madness, huh? How did the cast go? Started off really bad. Mech-handsome. Unfortunately, we didn't get in all the way to like the 36th minute because my brain was dead and I watched from an account that wasn't whitelisted. And then we realized that I was stupid and went to this account, which is whitelisted, and got in and watched. It was 5 a.m. It was a little bit of a brain fart from my part. My apologies. 1 March for provisions, best pair commanders. I personally have been using Constance Cleo. Constance Cleo has been working out really well for me. Folks have been telling me that Joan is really good for that March speed. I'm not a big fan considering Constance gives me an extra 10%, and I don't want it to march too fast. I don't mind it taking its time a little bit in the beginning because I tend to go to close nodes. And so I prefer having Constance in that duo so I can guarantee myself an extra 10% provisions, which is really if I gather 1,000 points, another 100 points for free. That's the pair I use. If you go with the default value that they give you, which is Joan Cleo, you're not doing too bad. What you do want to make sure is that you're not sending the recommended amounts of sieges, but you want to send a full march of sieges and just run around the provisions. Does the 4th skill of YSG apply to other commanders too? No, Gashosi. Apparently it does not. Jagor says, peeps, drop a like before you leave. That is right. I'm about to head the heck out of here. If you have more troops in a tile, does it gather faster? No, Aiden. But what it does is the more troops you have, the more provisions you can carry on you. So if you send the recommended amount, it'll give you exactly the amount of troops to get the specific amount of provisions in that tile. If you send more troops out, then once that tile is over, you can send that march to the next one without having to come back home. The biggest issue in Arc is to walk out to the tiles and to come back home. That's where you waste most of the time. So by sending a full march, what you're telling it is once you're finished with one tile, I'll redirect you to a closed tile nearby, which you'll be able to gather fully. It will not gather faster, but you'll be able to gather the next one quicker because you don't have to come home and then go out again. This is why people send more troops. So essentially you can hop between tiles and then come home at the very end. You just gotta be very careful because if you get attacked, if your provisioners get attacked and you die on the gathering tile, everything you've gathered, gone. But if you die on the open field and your marches come home, then you still have your provisions. So when you have a full march, you gotta keep an eye on it. If it gets hit, get out of the tile, get hit, lose the march, all is good. It'll walk back home and at least retain what you've gathered so far. Of course, Metacog, thank you very much for being here, man. Appreciate you very much. Appreciate you very much. All right, chat. I'll be back at 13 UTC for more action. Not a problem, Aiden. If you want more of it, make sure you come back at 13 UTC. Drop a like and a subscription if you haven't yet. I'll be back with hopefully a more exciting match for us to cast. We will not miss the beginning of it this time, I promise. And we will also make use of this little tool we have, which we like to use, except that we got so stressed about getting in the match that I completely didn't use it. So shout out to the folks of SK, the squad, getting a major win in here. Lots of units healed though, but it is what it is. Chat, thank you guys for being awesome. I appreciate every single one of you. Dropped a like on the stream, chilled with us. Apologies for the beginning again. Better cast coming at 13 UTC. I learned something every time I watch you. I appreciate you very much, Sinister. I hope to see you at 13 and 19 UTC once more. That's why we cast. We cast to make you a better player, to enjoy, for you guys to enjoy. Where can I find all your ARC video strap? Sinister, there is in my channel, in the playlist tab. I'll put it in the description as well from here on. But you have Osiris League casts from season 1, from season 2, as well as Osiris Arc of Osiris casts in general. Every season I make more like tips and advice videos. Once we're done with this season, the video is going to be stacked with small tips and advice for you guys. Provisions wins games. Harold, not only provisions, but they are a key part. And the more people realize that provisions play just as big of a role, then the more people will pay attention to that. The matter of the fact is, provisions can fix the mistake of you missing a middle arc or two. Provisions can be what helps you get that extra points to, at the end of the day, have a bigger lead. We've seen that happen last week, and we might see it happen again this week in the casts that we do. Chat, thank you very much for chilling with us today. I'll see you guys sooner rather than later. In about 10 hours, probably less than that. The match is going to be awesome. I can't wait to cast that. And yeah, I think I'm going to binge watch all your new videos tomorrow. Sweet! Sinister, appreciate you very much. And if you have any questions, leave comments. I reply to those too. Consider provisions like a real life war. No food / gas, no fights. Something like that. Yeah, you can definitely make up for mistakes through provisions. A lot of folks haven't caught up on that yet. So it's especially important now for you to be able to make up some of the mistakes you make through provisions. So yeah. Chat, you guys have been awesome. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace.